True Stories. Fairy Penguin. Chapter 1 Introduction. Penguin is a well-known cute animal in the world. It has a round belly and walks wobbly. It's charming and delightful to watch. Most penguins live in the southern hemisphere. Human beings' knowledge and understanding of penguins is relatively late, and there are almost no records of knowledge about penguins in ancient times. It was not until 1488 that Portuguese sailors first discovered penguins near the Cape of Good Hope in southern Africa. But it was the historian Pigafetta who first recorded penguins. In 1520, aboard Magellan's fleet, he encountered a colony of penguins off the coast of Patagonia. It was not until 1844 that the king penguin was named. Because of being obese, as a result, its original name was fat bird. But because they often stand on the shore and look into the distance, as if looking at something, people call this fat bird penguins. Today there are only 17 species left in the world. They have slate blue to black feathers and a white chin and chest. And one of them is the most peculiar and fantastic penguin in the world. They are the smallest penguins in the world. He is called fairy penguin or little blue penguin. Height up to 41 cm. They are found in Australia and New Zealand. Has blue-gray eyes and fishes for a living. It can swim 2.5 kilometers per hour in the water. This penguin fantasy is because it looks very cute. When people first discovered it, it was given the title of fairy because of its short stature and elf-like appearance. They have strong water adaptability and can stay in the water for 18 hours. They only go ashore to rest or breed when they are going to sleep at night. Their scientific name, Eudyptula, means excellent little diver, and they are just that. These penguins do not migrate. They live year-round in continental areas of the southern hemisphere. When they leave land to forage in shallow offshore waters, they form herds at dawn under cover of darkness, spend the day at sea, and return to land at dusk. The behavior of chicken flocks from dawn to dusk provides them with protection from predators.
Chapter 2. The Habitat. The largest population of the fairy penguins located in Western Australia. The waters surrounding the island make up the Shoalwater Islands Marine Park. They generally inhabit coastal areas, including islands, rocky shorelines, and sandy beaches, where they can find suitable nesting sites and access to the ocean for foraging. Depending on burrows and a nocturnal lifestyle to avoid predators such as swamp harriers, peregrines, gulls, snakes, rats, and lizards. Fairy penguins breed throughout the year and have the shortest breeding cycle of all penguin species, which lasts about 50 days. Specifically, well-known fairy penguin colonies are found in places like 1. Phillip Island, Victoria, Australia. The Penguin Parade on Phillip Island is a famous tourist attraction, where visitors can observe fairy penguins returning from the ocean to their burrows at sunset. 2. Bruny Island, Tasmania, Australia. Bruny Island is another important habitat for fairy penguins in the wild. 3. Oamaru, South Island, New Zealand. Oamaru is home to a colony of blue penguins, which are a subspecies of the fairy penguin. These penguins usually build their nests in burrows or under vegetation close to the water's edge to have easy access to the ocean for feeding. They primarily feed on small fish, squid, and other small marine creatures.
Chapter 3. The Legend Story of Fairy Penguin. The fairy penguin holds a special place in the folklore and legends of the indigenous Maori people of New Zealand. These stories, passed down through generations, reflect the cultural significance and respect for these small, charismatic birds. One such Maori legend is the story of Pururo, a little blue penguin who was said to be a guardian and protector of the waters. According to the legend, Pururo was a messenger sent by the gods to watch over the seas and ensure the safety of those who traveled on the waters. Pururo was known for his bravery and loyalty, and he would often guide lost or weary travelers back to safety. He was said to have a special connection with the sea creatures, communicating with them to help maintain balance in the marine ecosystem. In Maori culture, the sea holds immense importance as a source of sustenance, trade, and spiritual significance. The little blue penguin's presence and actions were believed to be a reflection of the gods' guidance and protection over the oceans, and those who relied on them for their livelihoods. The legend of Pururo and other stories involving little blue penguins serve as a reminder of the interconnectedness between humans and nature. These stories emphasize the need to respect and care for the environment and the creatures that inhabit it, recognizing their vital role in maintaining ecological harmony. It's important to note that different Maori tribes may have variations of the legend, and the details and interpretations can vary across communities. Legends and folklore play a significant role in cultural identity and heritage, preserving traditional knowledge and values for future generations.
Chapter 4: A Future Threat. Fairy penguins are threatened with extinction. Many invasive predator species like foxes, as well as environmental pollution and the risk of accidental ingestion. They are now also dying from lack of prey and overheating on land as climate change increases temperatures in southwestern Australia. The little penguin population which breeds on Penguin Island is distinct and in decline. In 2007 there were between 1,600 and 2,000 little penguins on Penguin Island during breeding months. By 2011, the number had dropped to about 1,000. Penguins have been observed taking longer foraging trips leading to chick malnutrition and starvation. Prey depletion and climate change are considered to be major pressures on the breeding population. Protecting endangered fairy penguins, also known as little penguins or blue penguins, is vital to ensure their survival as a species. These adorable creatures face various threats, and implementing conservation efforts is essential to safeguard their populations. Conservation efforts for endangered species like fairy penguins require the joint efforts of governments, conservation organizations, researchers, local communities, and individuals. By working together, we can protect these delightful creatures for future generations to enjoy. There's a movie based on a true story called Oddball, which is a family-friendly Australian movie released in 2015. It is based on a true story and centers around an eccentric chicken farmer named Alan Marsh who comes up with an unconventional plan to protect a colony of endangered fairy penguins from fox attacks on Middle Island off the coast of Warrnambool, Victoria, Australia. The movie's plot revolves around Marsh's granddaughter, Olivia, who discovers that her grandfather's dog, Oddball, has a natural ability to protect chickens from foxes. Marsh gets the idea to train Oddball to protect the fairy penguins on Middle Island, which is the penguins' breeding ground and has been decimated by fox attacks. By using Oddball as a guardian, the fairy penguins have a chance to breed and increase their population, thereby preventing their extinction. The story follows the challenges and adventures as Oddball becomes the unlikely hero in saving the penguins and the coastal town. The film was well received for its heartwarming storyline, strong family themes, and its positive message about conservation efforts. Oddball highlights the importance of wildlife conservation and showcases how individuals and communities can work together to protect endangered species.